Good morning, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Before I talk about the topic of today, I want you just to be aware that you can actually go to the bottom of the screen and subscribe to the channel. You can like the video, but also you can put a heart, so that I know that you are there and showing me some love. One thing that I wanted to talk about is my days as a student leader at the University of the Free State, and and lessons that I learned at that time, and I hope that this will benefit many student leaders across our campuses in the country. One thing that is clear is that when I started in 2005 at the university, it was really a beautiful experience. I was really one of those that did everything. I did, for example, at the university, I was always a good student, passing first year, second year, third year, fourth year distinctions, galore here and there. In class when I entered, people took note that I'm present. If I'm not there, ish, you know, it becomes very visible that somebody is not there. And as a result of that, I was naturally found myself naturally in certain leadership positions, whether it's at the law faculty as part of the Juridical Society. I was in charge of first years there. I was involved also as a research assistant. At that time, I remember I was a research assistant in the Department of Constitutional Law. I was also at some point a research assistant for the Dean of the Faculty, Prof. J.J. Hennon. I was really involved in, for example, Christian Lawyers Association. I was involved with the Moot courts, first year Moot courts at the university. I was involved with the All Africa Moot courts competitions, where we got to travel really to participate with all universities across the continent, in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and it was really beautiful. A memorial, by the way, got first place, um, and those are some of the things that I believe built you as a student and as a student leader. So participation, I think, is very important. So it went very good first year, second year, third year, because I knew what I was at university for. I prioritized what I was at university for, and I put the effort and the time that it was required. And though I was doing a lot of things, but they were more inclined to my academia, and I somehow managed the workload. However, I think the one of the most disastrous moments of my life happened when Johnny Mudipa and Sidiso Mangupe came, I think in 1 year, to my office, and the Jonathan Johnson had just come onto campus at that time, and they have increased actually the requirement for one to stand for office as an SRC member. I mean, obviously, the year before, I was also helping as part of, in the subcommittee of the SRC members with legal and constitutional affairs then, and I was also, in the background, with a couple of comrades, SASCO members, Youth League members, and others, supporting the cause on campus, fighting racism, fighting for integration, fighting for justice, around campus. And so it became natural that when they approached, that I was inclined to say yes. And as part of that, then you are in the SRC, you feel so important on campus. You walk around as comrade leader, and everybody is showing you love. And it's something that then consumed every aspect of my university life after that. I forgot my studies. I forgot I was there on campus to do, and I was just living for the cause everywhere on campus. People want to tell their stories, and then you want to help. Obviously, people wanting bursaries, you want to help. People struggling with placement on campus, you want to help. Security issues on campus, you want to help. And we really in a very good way, I think, as SASCO members, as Youth League members, as the entire PYA, we did our very best to ensure that the campus is a better place than we found it. But the downside to it is that as much as we were fighting for good cause and we were pushing the management in the right direction as far as putting students and majority of the students at the center of the university and correcting many things that were not going right, like, for example, access to Wi-Fi, security, poles on campus, many things, working together, for example, with some other student leaders on campus, whether it was Irawa students, the journalists that were always trying to keep us accountable at all times. Uh, Jamie comes to mind uh, quickly because he was so influential during our time at campus. And despite the fact that often as leaders we had our differences, but we managed to find each other around the cause. And I think one of the things that I want to highlight in that year is that I moved from being a very good student, an A student, distinctions here and there, to, for the first time in my 3 years on campus, I was now in my fourth year. And in that fourth year, I failed every single module I ever registered for the whole year. First semester, second semester. It was bad. It was sad, because remember now, um, everywhere on campus, just to get to the student center, people consumed your time. When you're at the student center trying to eat, people consumed your time. When you are on weekends, people consume your time, because we have to plan, we have to do things. After hours, we are meeting, we are, so it was a very busy time. We're supporting other SRC projects. You are doing your own SRC projects. So it just became really too much for me, that I failed to prioritize my time, and I didn't plan for it. So what I wanted to highlight is that ever since then, I don't regret those moments, because there's so much more that I gained even as I was at the university. One of the issues was being part of the SUSI program in the United States. It was a cultural exchange where student leaders from all across the country were taken to America, and we were learning a lot about the civil rights movement and many other things, and also just getting to travel the country, South Africa, and also being exposed to a lot of functions and very um, uh, influential people in our country, attending, for example, public lectures, and you are sitting there up front and you are important and you're asking questions also, and actually people took you seriously. So it became an addiction for me and a couple of friends of ours, and it really costed. But what I am intending with this video is to then share lessons learned and how we can go about um, doing it differently. In other words, one of the lessons I learned is that it is good to live for a cause. It is fantastic when you are obsessed with something, and something that benefits the greater good, something that's bigger than you. And I would encourage you, first and foremost, that find a cause, find something that you're passionate about, something that you can live for, something that, if needs be, you can even die for. And secondly, I think one of the things that I learned is that um, don't forget, you must never forget, as a student, why you are at the university in the first place. So it's very important to never forget that you are at university to study and to get your degree, and that's what parents care about, that's what your lecturers care about. So, but also that's what your potential employers care about, because you need to leave university having captured the essence of your profession, so that when you go out there, you are able to perform, not become a student after you've finished university. Again, one of the things that I think it's what I learned at university is that participation is important. Participating in the moot courts, whether it's the university moot courts, whether it's the All Africa moot courts, um, it taught me so much about, you know, self confidence, about talking in public, about understanding that I am not a second hand material, you know, that I can also stand my ground on certain things and express my ideas. However, it doesn't matter that there are people that share different views than you. You can sit on the table with them and debate and discuss and persuade each other. And sometimes you agree to disagree. Hi VF plus, hi DA guys. You know, so we could sit on the table as us as different members from different political organizations and actually disagree. And it was not bad, you know. And I think that is the essence of what I want to share, is that when you have different perspectives, it all adds value ultimately. It doesn't matter whether people are pushing this way or that way, as long as they have a cause that they are also fighting for. All of them are also having good intentions, the same intentions that you have. And I think that that is also beautiful. um, One of the things also that I've learned on around campus and being a student leader is that you you really need to prioritize, learn to prioritize. You need to learn to prioritize your things. And because if you don't prioritize, you're going to lose focus of what are the first things that must be done, and that's not good. Another thing that uh, I learned as an SRC member is that, you know, you can't do it alone. You are not the best in sliced bread. You realize also that as a portfolio holder, I can't do it alone. As a whole SRC, we can't do it alone, but we need different stakeholders, many of which were not in positions. They were volunteers, SASCO volunteers, hostel volunteers. They were general students on campus that when it counted the most, they would come and support our causes and help us achieve the things that we had set out to achieve. So that is also something that is important. The same thing with our country now. We need everyone, all hands on deck, so that we can ensure that this democratic project succeeds. And then one of the other things that I think as a student leader is that at a level, remember, you don't see the bigger picture, but you see what you see at the level where you are. And sometimes it's important that you have a listening ear and take advices from various people, parents at home, sisters, friends, even the people that you might think have a different perspective than you. Listen to them. University management, listen to them. They know best. But always at the center, I think, prioritize the best interest of students on campus. I think the safety of students, the well-being of students, the support for the success of students on campus is equally important. So again, ensuring that you know, you are always keeping abreast with your assignments, with your tests, your exams, and attending, just being present in class helps and goes a long way to understanding easier when you actually read. And often sometimes they would do uploads, the lecturers would do uploads. Also take time to go there and read it. But in conclusion, what I would recommend is that when you are a student leader, don't lose focus in the hype. Don't lose focus in the hype. Secondly, don't forget who you are. Don't forget why you are there. Don't forget the background from which you come from. Don't forget the plans that you have for the future. And and more importantly, prioritize your time. Prioritize your time. But don't stop getting involved, because it's the essence, it's how we learn, it's how we develop skills, you know, like time management, because meetings are set, and it's the first year, is your own portfolio meetings, is the SRC meetings, is the university meetings. There are certain functions where you are required and you can't be late. You understand? So you learn other skills. You learn mediation, negotiation. You learn to navigate even difficult things around campus, So as a student leader, just by being involved and being present, you grow. So I want you to grow so that you become a better employee, better entrepreneur, a better servant in our country, because that is what humankind needs right now. So those are just some of the thoughts I wanted to share with you guys, and I want to wish you guys all of the best, student leaders for 2021 2022. You missed all of these things that I've been talking about, because the campuses were by and large closed. So navigating, uh, not enjoying the benefits of being an SRC member is also not so good, isn't it? So I understand. Maybe you'll stand again next year. Whether you are chosen is another thing. But really, all of the best when you are a student leader. And thank you for your service. I think that's the important thing. Not many people would come back to you and say thank you. So I will say, on behalf of myself and all other subscribers and friends of the channel, South Africans in general, we thank you for your service. We need your leadership, and we're looking up to you. But don't compromise your studies because of us. Thank you.